A flash of red tears through the canopy, wings screaming color, gone before your brain catches up. No explanation, just motion, heat, feathers that feel illegally bright. This is Colombia, where the forest doesn't whisper, it performs. Macaws ignite the sky. Toucans look rendered, not grown. Hummingbirds stretch reality until it thins. Everything moves fast. Everything looks deliberate, like the jungle is showing off. Because these birds aren't just colorful, they're competitive. Evolution pushed too hard and didn't stop. Signals meant to be seen from impossibly far away, in places where survival punishes hesitation. So the question hangs there, unanswered. When nature starts designing this loud, this precise, who exactly is it trying to impress? A red shape detonates out of the trees, wings flaring, sound first, logic later. You don't spot a scarlet macaw, it announces itself. Loudly, repeatedly, like confidence with feathers. Let's be honest, this bird looks like it lost a bet with subtlety. Primary colors only, no gradients, just red, yellow, blue, slammed together like a warning label. And somehow, it works. Life up here isn't gentle. Food is scattered, competition is constant, and romance is an endurance test. So macaws commit for life. Same partner, same arguments, same screaming matches echoing across the canopy, day after day. Those massive beaks aren't decoration either. They're nutcrackers, bone breakers, tools strong enough to open seeds most animals give up on, and gentle enough to preen a partner without ruining the mood. And that noise, it's not chaos. It's long-distance communication in a forest that eats silence. If you're quiet here, you vanish. The payoff is visibility, impossible color, impossible volume, impossible to ignore. Predators see it, rivals hear it, mates never lose track. And as the jungle tightens, as colors deepen, you start to realize this was just the warm-up. Blue crashes through the canopy, yellow flares underneath, a bird so bright it feels misfiled. Mid-flight, banking hard, sunlight bouncing off feathers like a warning sign. Pause. Because this thing looks cheerful, and nothing this cheerful survives the jungle by accident. The face says friendly, the posture says cartoon, but the beak, that's corporate-grade equipment, industrial, overbuilt, the kind of tool you don't argue with, especially when it's attached to something that can outlive you. Cute, until it isn't. Daily life is logistics. Find fruit before someone else does. Crack shells thick enough to break patience. Remember where the good trees were last season, because memory matters here. They commute, they plan, they gossip loudly, across ridiculous distances, because silence equals separation. And then there's the relationship situation. Long-term, exclusive. Two macaws synchronized like an old married couple who finish each other's sentences, and occasionally scream them. Alone they unravel, stress behaviors, bad decisions. Together, they stabilize. Here's the twist. That screaming you hear, it's not panic, it's insurance. A constant check-in, location confirmed, bond intact, still here. Bright colors, louder voices, unbreakable partnerships. And as the forest gets darker, denser, you start noticing a pattern. Nature isn't dialing it down. A beak enters the frame first, absurdly large, wildly colorful. Then the bird finally shows up like it's late to its own reveal. Mid-hop, pause, head tilt, because nothing about this looks practical, and that's exactly the point. Let's address the beak. It's massive, comically oversized, painted like a children's toy left in the sun too long. Green, orange, blue, red, all at once. You expect it to be heavy, it isn't. Hollow, foam core architecture, evolution cheating the weight limit. Daily life is fruit, lots of it. Reach, pluck, Toss, swallow. That beak isn't for crushing, it's for efficiency. Distance matters. Energy matters. Why move your body when your face can do the walking? And socially, this bird is chaos in a group chat. They live together, roost together, argue constantly, popping bills, clacking like someone aggressively typing. Status is negotiated loudly, repeatedly, with no HR department. Here's the payoff. That ridiculous beak, it's also a radiator. Blood flows through it to dump heat, because overheating kills faster than hunger here. Fashion as survival strategy. So while it looks like nature went too far, it didn't. It optimized flamboyantly. And as shapes get stranger, proportions less believable, you can feel the jungle escalating, like it's daring itself to go bigger. Something black and yellow lunges into view, wings clumsy, landing louder than expected. Then the beak swings around, huge, glossy, chestnut-colored like polished wood, heavy-looking, unapologetic. This isn't cartoon energy anymore. This is management. Compared to its neon cousin, this toucan feels serious, still ridiculous, but deliberate. The kind of bird that looks like it knows where the fruit trees are and who's allowed near them. Daily life is bulk logistics, big fruit, thick branches, crowded canopies where space is negotiated with posture alone. That oversized bill isn't just reach, it's authority. Point it, and other birds reconsider their plans. Socially, it's loud but organized. Group roosts, shared trees, constant vocal check-ins that sound less like conversation and more like roll call. Still here, still mine. Don't try it. In a forest full of visual noise, sound carries rank. And here's the quiet flex. That massive bill, same trick as before. Heat control, blood vessels flushing excess warmth out into open air. Because size generates heat, and heat kills. Big bird problems. So while it looks heavier, tougher, more grounded, it's still playing the same jungle game. Visibility, presence, control. And as the beaks get thicker, the colors darker, you can sense the tone shifting. The jungle isn't just showing off anymore. A shadow hops across the branch, then the beak drops into frame like a blunt instrument. No neon, no fireworks, just size and confidence, and a face that says this tree is already taken. This toucan skipped the paint job. Muted tones, dark channels carved into a bill that looks industrial, unfinished, like it's still waiting for decals. It doesn't need them. This bird isn't advertising, it's occupying. Daily survival here is about timing. Ripening fruit doesn't wait, neither do competitors. So this toucan arrives early, claims space, and stays put longer than anyone expects. That massive bill isn't flashy, it's leverage. Reach first, eat first, leave nothing worth fighting over. Social life is tense but efficient. Short calls, sharp movements, minimal drama, because escalation costs energy, and energy is currency. This is the coworker who doesn't talk much, but somehow controls the schedule. And here's the twist hiding in plain sight. Those grooves in the bill, they strengthen it without adding weight. Structural shortcuts that keep the bird light enough to move, heavy enough to dominate. Design without decoration. So while others shout color, this one whispers permanence, less spectacle, more control. And as the jungle grows quieter, darker, you start to feel it. The visuals are pulling back, just before the next surge. Something round launches itself forward, flaps hard, lands badly, then freezes like it meant to do that. Short wings, big head, beak oversized for the body, obviously, because subtlety never made it onto the guest list. This looks like a toucan that forgot to finish loading. Chunky, compressed, bright red, green, yellow, all squeezed into a bird shaped like a stress ball. It's adorable, which is deeply suspicious in this forest. Daily life is effort, short flights, frequent pauses. A lot of sitting very still, because moving costs more than it should. Fruit is the goal. Always fruit, but getting there involves commitment. No gliding elegance here, just determination and loud wing beats. Socially, it's awkward. Pairs stay close. Calls are repetitive, almost mechanical, like someone nervously clearing their throat in a quiet room. Territory is defended, but without drama. No theatrics, just persistence and showing up every day. Here's the part that feels like a joke, but isn't. That ridiculous beak? It's reinforced for pounding into wood, nest excavation, hard labor. This bird doesn't borrow holes. It builds them, slowly, stubbornly, one knock at a time. So yes, or it looks soft. Yes, it flies like a brick with opinions. But it survives by refusing to quit, in a jungle that eats hesitation. And as colors tighten, bodies shrink, behaviors get stranger. You can tell the rules are about to bend again. A flash of violet flickers through the leaves, gone, back again. Like a color glitch your eyes don't trust yet. Mid-hover, quick sip, vanish. Pause, because that purple doesn't feel natural. It feels uploaded. This bird looks dipped in oil slick, metallic, too smooth. Like it's trying to pass as a gemstone with wings, and somehow succeeding. The body is small, the confidence, not. Daily life is precision work. Flowers don't wait. Nectar comes in tight windows. Miss it and you burn calories for nothing. So the honeycreeper moves constantly, darting, probing, tasting, recalculating. Every stop is a risk-reward spreadsheet. Energy in, energy out. Don't mess it up. And yes, it eats insects too, because sugar alone won't pay the bills. Protein matters. Balance matters. Even the prettiest things still have to manage their diet, which feels unfair. But here we are. Socially, it's understated. Soft calls, brief encounters, no screaming declarations. In a forest full of noise, subtlety becomes camouflage. That purple isn't loud to birds. It's directional. Seen by the right eyes, ignored by the wrong ones. Here's the quiet twist. That impossible color isn't pigment, it's structure. Light bending through feather layers, physics doing the flirting. So while it looks delicate, ornamental, it's actually optimized, obsessively. And as the colors sharpen, the movements speed up. You can feel it. Reality is starting to stretch again. A spark detonates near a flower, not landing, hovering, vibrating the air like a held breath. Red flashes, black cuts through it, wings beating so fast the sound turns metallic. Blink, you miss it. Don't blink. This hummingbird looks angry about existing. Deep crimson chest, jet black wings. A posture that says everything is personal, tiny body, zero patience. It's less bird and more flying dispute. Daily life is metabolic debt. Hovering burns fuel like a leak you can't seal. So every second is urgency. Feed now, defend now, move now. Flowers are resources, not scenery. If something wanders too close, it's chased. Size difference irrelevant. Confidence outweighs mass. Social interactions? Brief, explosive, mostly hostile. Males flash that red chest like a warning light, not to attract, but to intimidate. This isn't romance, it's airspace control. Dating happens somewhere between territorial skirmishes, quickly, efficiently, before the next interruption. Here's the payoff, the part that feels unreal. Those wings don't just flap, they rotate, full circles. Engineering-level motion that allows hovering, reversing, instant braking, aerial maneuvers fighter jets envy. So while it looks like a jewel, it behaves like a switchblade. And as the birds get smaller, faster, more unhinged, you can sense it. The jungle is about to break scale entirely. A bird hovers, then the bill arrives. absurdly long, longer than the body, pointing forward like a misplaced weapon, mid-air, perfectly still, wings a blur, balance somehow intact. Pause. Because nothing with proportions this wrong should be flying. This looks like a design error that never got patched. Tiny frame, massive bill, center of gravity screaming for help. And yet, it works. Barely. Deliberately. Like an engineering student who passed out but still aced the exam. Daily life is specialization turned into obsession. Most flowers are off limits. Too short, too shallow. So this hummingbird commits to the deep ones. Flowers with tubes so long they scare everyone else away. No competition, no sharing, just a private buffet hidden at the end of an impossible reach. But there's a cost. That bill is heavy, so heavy the bird has evolved extra muscle just to hold its own face up. Perching means leaning back. Resting means planning. Every pause looks uncomfortable because it probably is. Socially, it's selective. Sparse encounters, wide spacing. When your food source is rare, so are your neighbors. Territory stretches vertically, not horizontally. Altitude matters here. Here's the payoff. The part that feels like a dare. This bird and those flowers shaped each other over time. Too long, too specific. Locked together, evolution refusing to compromise. So while it looks ridiculous, borderline impractical, it's actually precision incarnate. And as proportions snap, stretch, defy reason, you can feel it. Nature isn't balancing anymore. A streak of turquoise bursts through cold mist, wings flashing electric blue, then disappears into cloud like it was never there. High elevation, thin air, muted light, and somehow, this bird still glows. It looks overdressed for the mountains. Neon body, lime green hood, blue wings that feel more tropical nightclub than alpine forest. Everything else up here chose camouflage. This thing chose visibility, which feels like a terrible idea. Daily life is scarcity, fewer fruits, shorter seasons, weather that changes its mind hourly. So the tanager moves constantly, foraging wide, sampling everything. Berries, insects, whatever doesn't freeze or fly first. Efficiency beats elegance when oxygen is optional. Socially, it's surprisingly chill. Loose flocks, casual spacing, no screaming declarations. Up here, energy conservation is social currency. Drama is expensive. Those bright colors, they're less about showing off, more about staying visible in fog that eats contrast. And here's the quiet flex. That coloration isn't random. In dim mountain light, blues and greens cut through mist better than reds ever could. Visibility without shouting. So while it looks flashy, misplaced, it's actually tuned to altitude. And as the air thins, the palette shifts, you can feel it. The jungle isn't done changing rules yet. A tail swings first, slow, deliberate, like a pendulum testing gravity. Then the bird steps into view, still, watching, head cocked just enough to feel intentional. Blink. That tail moves again. Back and forth, and suddenly you're the one being studied. This bird looks like it was assembled from spare parts. Rusty orange body, green back, blue crown, and that tail trimmed into a shape that feels ceremonial, not aerodynamic. Two feathers missing their middles, like someone edited them out on purpose. Daily life is patience. Sit, wait, watch insects wander into bad decisions. Motmots don't chase chaos. They let chaos come to them, perched low, quiet, motionless, until the strike. Quick snap, meal over, back to stillness. That tail swing isn't fidgeting, it's strategy. A visual decoy, drawing eyes away from the head. Predators fixate on motion, misjudge distance, strike air. Meanwhile, the important parts stay exactly where they are. Social life? Minimal. Pairs keep space. Calls are soft, hollow, echoing like someone knocking on wood from far away. No crowd scenes here, just boundaries. Here's the payoff. Those strange tail feathers don't grow that way. They're chewed off, deliberately, by the bird itself. Self-editing for survival. So while it looks calm, decorative, almost mystical, it's actually ruthless about efficiency. And as behaviors get quieter, smarter, more intentional, you can feel it. The spectacle is learning restraint. A soft thump of wings and then stillness. Green melts into shadow until the crown catches light. Electric blue, impossible, hovering above calm eyes, no rush, no panic, just confidence parked on a branch. This one feels composed, long body, muted greens. Then that crown, glowing like a status badge you didn't earn. And the tail, yes, the same strange cutouts, swinging gently like it's keeping time for the forest itself. Daily life is discipline. Low perches, careful angles, waiting for insects, lizards, small surprises that wander too close to the wrong stillness. When it strikes, it's sudden, precise, over before the victim understands the rules changed. No wasted motion, no theatrics. That tail swing again, not decoration, not boredom, a calibrated distraction. Predators track the movement, miss the body, miscalculate the strike. The bird doesn't flinch because it already planned for this moment. Socially, it's restrained. Pairs hold territory like a quiet agreement. No shouting, no displays, just presence. Calls are low, hollow, almost ceremonial. The sound of boundaries being respected. Here's the part people miss. Those perfect tail shapes, self-inflicted. The bird trims them, deliberately, refining the decoy until it works just right. Self-modification as strategy. So while it looks serene, ornamental, almost spiritual, it's operating 3 moves ahead. And as the colors soften, the movements slow, you can feel it. The jungle didn't calm down. It learned control. It starts loud, impossible color, motion that feels reckless. Then it slows. Shapes sharpen. Intent replaces noise. Not answers, patterns. Because these birds weren't designed to be beautiful. They were shaped to be noticed, remembered, respected. In forests where hesitation deletes you, visibility becomes power, and silence becomes strategy. So maybe the question was never why they look unreal. Maybe it's why reality here keeps pushing further. Stretching color, behavior, proportion. Just to see what still survives. And somewhere in the canopy, half hidden, perfectly still, something watches back. Already adapted, already ahead.